What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Millsy, back with Hometown Commander, back for another episode of Millsy Brews, the show where I brew my version 1.0 deck list of the Commander in front of us on my quest out brew. Magic world, we are screaming through week 2 of Thunder Junction content, and today I am excited to brew one of the few mono black decks I've brewed for the channel, but this one is a ton of fun. We're talking about Gisa, the Hellraiser, a 5-mana 4/4 human warlock, ward 2 and pay 2 life. Skeletons and zombies you control get +1/+1 and have menace. And whenever we commit a crime, create 2 tapped 2/2 blue and black zombie rogue creature tokens. This ability triggers only once per turn. This card has a lot of text on it, but what it boils down to is committing crimes, so targeting our opponent's things, graveyard them, doing what that, getting the zombies, and then giving those zombies that menace. We do a few things to make skeletons, but not as much. We're really focusing on the zombies here because there's so many great things to make the zombies. And I didn't realize going into this just how many good crimes that we can actually commit, how many cards that we can very efficiently commit crimes. So our goal here is going to be trying to commit crimes on everyone's turn if possible. Try to find a way to always be committing crimes each turn, stacking up our horde of zombies and doing what zombies do well, which is overrunning our opponents. So we're going to commit crimes. We'll talk about a bunch of the ways we're going to do that. Zombie horde, we have so many zombie pieces in black to really help that out. A couple skeleton cards we'll talk about. And then I want to finish it off with a couple non-tribal pieces that I think really help the deck and are going to push us forward in our strategy. Well, when committing crimes is defined as targeting a player, a permanent they control, or a card in their graveyard. And that's not very hard when you start to realize how many things that can do this. We have Undercity Informer, sack a creature, target player reveals cards on the top of their library until they reveal a land, puts them into their graveyard. Withered Wretch, pay 1 to exile target card from a graveyard. So those are both going to target an opponent. Altered Dementia, sack a creature to have a player mill that many cards. Again, these are ways that we're targeting our opponents or committing crimes, but we're turning, with the Informer and the Altered Dementia, we're turning one of those tapped zombie tokens we made from a previous crime into another crime, stacking up more tokens. With a Withered Wretch, just 1 mana. This is an easy way to do this on everyone's turn if we have enough mana to just get the zombies and get them going. Same thing with Undercity Informer. If we make 2 zombies on a turn from committing a crime, with just 2 more mana, we can keep this going and really hurt our opponents in the process. Blasting Station, sack a creature to deal damage to target creature or player. So again, committing a crime, getting another zombie. And then the cool part is, when a creature comes into play, we can untap the station, meaning that we would be able to use the Blasting Station every turn. Now, we can only get the zombies from Gisa, right, once a turn, so we can't go infinite with Blasting Station. But it's just one of those cards where it's just going to be a card that can sit there for us and commit a crime every turn and just get tokens, right? If on the course of our opponent's turn we create 6 tapped zombies, it's not going to take very long for us to overrun the game. Codex Shredder, tap, target player mills a card. Embalmer's Tool, tapped an untapped zombie we control, target player puts the top card of his or her library into the graveyard. You could see the through line there. Cheap ways to target our opponents, to commit crimes, to get things going on. But we're also playing Removal, Baleful Mastery, Lethal Scheme, Pile-On, Deadly Rollick, all the great mono black spells that destroy creatures or exile creatures, or all of that. We're going to be playing them because, again, they're more way to commit crimes and deal with our opponent's things at the same time. And believe me, there's a lot of ways in this deck to commit crimes, so we should hopefully get at least one of them, one of those artifacts that really can do that for us before we get Gisa down and take it down. Well, what about our zombie horde pieces? Well, there's a lot of zombies that just give other zombies +1/+1, meaning our zombie tokens are turned into 3/3s with menace or 4/4s with menace. Cemetery Reaper can tap to exile a card from a graveyard and get us another zombie. That is a crime that we could trigger. Lord of the Undead, there on the right, the Fallout printing, can get a zombie back from our graveyard to our hand. Lord of the Accursed can give the zombies menace, even though Gisa already does, but hey, it could do it if she leaves the battlefield. Death Baron giving all of our skeletons and zombies Death Touch. Undead Warchief giving them +2/+1. Vizier the Scorpion giving them all Death Touch. Again, just ways to keep these abilities on our zombies even if Gisa gets destroyed or moves, or we need to replay her later. Dreadhorde Invasion amasses zombies, but it says if a zombie token you control power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink. We do have some ways to get there, depending on how long the game goes, we could get there. But hey, we're amassing these zombies, and eventually it could gain us some life back. And then Endless Ranks of the Dead. Beginning our upkeep, we make X 2/2 zombies, where X is half the number of zombies we control rounded down. Again, just a way to keep putting zombies on the board, keep having our opponents needing to deal with them. I didn't think there was a ton of really great skeleton cards, to be honest. I'm actually not playing the new Tiny Bones in the deck, which I'm sure is going to make a lot of people angry, but I just didn't think it fit. Case of the Stashed Skeleton makes a ton of sense. Get that skeleton, and then if somebody kills it, we get to get that free search for 2 mana there. And then Corpses of the Lost has a fun ability. When you DTBs, you make a skeleton pirate, and then beginning of your turn, if you descended, you can pay a life. If you do, return it back to our hand and keep it going. Again, just a way to kind of, if we're doing something right, potentially get a lot of value on this. The only bad part is tokens can't descend, so it can be a little bit of a tough call sometimes, but hey, maybe we can keep going for a couple turns and really take advantage of some value on Corpses of the Lost. But let's talk about these remaining key pieces and the ones that can help us a lot. Ayara is going to be a great way for us to move towards ending the game, especially with getting 2 tokens in the turn. Everybody's going to lose 2, we're going to gain 2, and we can tap her to sack a creature to draw a card. Karavek's going to let us cast those black spells back out of our graveyard when we commit crimes, which is pretty cool. And that can allow us to use our removal spells again, use these spells again over and over again. Mirkwood Bats, letting us lose, our opponent's each going to lose a life when we make those zombies, but then if we sacrifice them, they're going to lose another life. Mirkwood Bats feels like a good honorary zombie in this deck in helping to damage our opponents. Heraldic Banner, giving all of our black creatures +1/+0. Cage Sun, giving them all +1/+1. Going to double up on our mana. Again, just great artifacts that can help us, especially if we're just going wide and wide on pieces. And then I actually think Invasion of Innistrad feels really good here. The front side, when it comes in, we target creature opponent controls, gets -13 on the turn, so there's a crime. And on the back side, when it comes in, we get 2 zombies, and then we can pay 3 to exile a card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, we get another zombie. Again, another way to potentially commit a crime if need be. So you can see we're just stacking the deck with ways to commit crimes and get value from doing it. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. No deck is ever done, and this is just my version 1.0 list. And in fact, 2 of these 3 cards were really hard to cut from the deck because I really wanted them, but I had to make cuts. Yawgmoth was hard to cut from this deck because I think it almost does exactly what we want it to do. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's kind of just like a blasting station where we can use it on every turn to sacrifice a creature to commit a crime and get value. But I was kind of feeling like I needed to kind of give the deck a little bit of rounded out, make sure we could get a piece of everything and not just that. But I think Yawgmoth would be an immediate put back in if I had my choice. Mikaeus the Unhallowed would be good to protect our non-token creatures, make sure they come back and they have Undying, so that's pretty cool. And it's just a great card in its own right. And then Vampiric Rites was the other one. Sacking a creature to gain a life and draw a card. Again, just great value. Gonna be easy to get down and get moving if need be. We're going to be making so many zombie tokens that I think we're going to have the extras to pay to draw the cards. I just decided to put in things like Corrupted Convictions or, the Villagerite Styles effect instead. But I think it's arguably something you might want to see. But let's get into our first playtest. Keep it a 2-lander with Soaring, which is pretty helpful. Gisa is 5 mana, so we do need to get there. Turn 1, we will get that Soaring down. This means we're going to get a turn 2 Heraldic Banner, and this is looking like actually a turn 3 Gisa, which is pretty darn cool. Turn 2, we get that Swamp down, get one of the Swamps and Soarings in for Heraldic Banner. We're going to choose black because, of course, every other creature in the deck is black, and the zombies are black, even though they come in as blue as well. And we would have 2 mana left, but I don't really see any good plays. We could always leave up the Go for the Throat if we're really worried about something, but if not, we untap with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. We could Dark Ritual here, which would bring us 4 up to 7, but I don't think we can get enough pieces down to make it really worth it. I think we're probably better off just dumping Gisa down in here for 5. She's a 5/4 right now because of the Heraldic Banner, and again, next turn we can just start committing crimes and really make her worth having. Vengeful Dead, whenever another zombie dies, the opponent loses a life. We are, funnily enough, missing a way to commit a crime other than Go for the Throat. So I think I would probably just let's see, we could get Lord of the Dead, maybe use the Dark Ritual to get Lord of the Undead down so when we start making these zombies. And I'd probably just leave the Go for the Throat up. Maybe on one of our opponent's turns, we go ahead and go for the Throat something to get those tokens. And it'll come back to our turn. This is where it's going to be hard to kind of start emulating the game because, what are our opponents going to have? We'll just do our best, I'd probably get the Fell Stinger in. When it comes in, we exploit one of our own zombies to draw 2, I think, right? Start trying to refill our hand. Maybe get the... I guess we could also target somebody else and get the tokens, but I kind of like just getting more cards into our hand, get that Mind Stone down. Maybe try to swing in here, right, with these... did I make the wrong zombie? I did. I made the wrong zombie. With these 2/2s, because they do... do they have Menace? She gives a Menace, right? So 2/2 Menace, maybe start swinging in, and then, again, just to try to... We sack the Mind Stone here, draw, try to get into another crime. Phyrexian Arena doesn't seem bad there to get some more draw. And again, just here we would be looking to draw into our next crime and try to keep that cycle going as best we can. The bad part here is we just kind of ran out of gas. But that's okay. I mean, we can get zombies back if zombies go to the graveyard with Lord of the Undead. I like it. I like this state. And, maybe we block with Fell Sticker, bring it back, sack a token, draw more. I don't mind this. We have the Reanimate there as well. But let's go into our second playtest. 3-lander, keeping the Heraldic Banner, Dreadhorde Invasion, Kaya's Ghost Form to help protect Gisa, Phyrexian Arena. Let's do it. Turn 1, get that Swamp down. Turn 2, we draw Liliana, Dreadhorde General. What a great card. And we get that Dreadhorde Invasion down. Liliana's great because it can force people to sacrifice creatures, getting some stuff out of the way, getting us zombies. A lot of great value there. Turn 3, we are going to lose a life and amass that zombie from it. So at least we now have a creature out here. And I think I just get that Heraldic Banner down. Call black. We have access to another black mana if we need it. But again, we're just setting up for next turn so we can play Gisa. And obviously the token can attack because it doesn't have haste. Codex Shredder could be pretty good too, but we can't get Gisa and it down. I guess there's the argument for getting the Phyrexian Arena and the Shredder down this turn, and then waiting till next turn where we could play Gisa and then try to protect it. I guess that's an argument too. I'd probably just get Gisa down here. Being turn 4, if people have the removal, they have the removal. Maybe they got to pay 2 and 2 life to do it. But this would be the turn where I'd put the Kaya's Ghost Form on that. I'd get the Codex Shredder down. We have the Not Dead After All also to protect Gisa, which I guess I'd probably just hold up. This would get another counter there being a 2/2. I just try to swing the army at somebody. It's a 4/3 at the moment because of Gisa with Menace, so it probably hits somebody, gets us, working towards that. On somebody else's turn, we tap to mill a player for a card and get a couple of zombie rogues. And then comes back to our turn. We untap with the rogues. There's Lord of the Undead, Curse to give them all Menace. But here, 5 mana, get another counter on the zombie army with Dreadhorde Invasion. And now it's a 5/4. We could play the Accursed to make it a 6/6, get some life back with it. We could pile on to get rid of something. So like that Pylon has Convoke, so I'd probably just get the Lord of the Accursed out, start growing the board. Now this becomes a lifelinker with Menace, which is pretty cool. And maybe leave Pylon up, just take an attack. I'd probably leave these up for Pylon, because then we could Tome Shredder on somebody's turn, and then Pylon on somebody else's turn. They do come in taps, so the ones we make, we can't tap for Pylon. But again, here, if in the course of that turn we Pylon something and Ledger Shredder, now we have 4 more tokens coming back to our turn. And then, we can take a big turn attacking. But I'm intrigued to see what do you guys think of Gisa down in the comment section below. This is a really fun deck. I really like the idea of it, and I think it could be a fun way to play mono black zombies if you want to have some fun while doing it. It might be honestly the way I would consider playing mono black zombies if I had the choice. But I like Gisa a lot. I think it's a fun card, and I think if this is something you're interested in, give it a shot. Let me know what do you think down in the comment section below, and we'll catch you guys later.